What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to talk about the difference between an experienced trader, a profitable trader, one who casually or regularly takes money from the market, versus a trader who maybe hasn't found a level of consistency yet, maybe still feels like they're struggling with strategy or struggling with emotions or mindset. I want to talk about the difference between the average retail trader, which is about 90% of traders on the retail side, from the ones who are actually taking out profits or able to do this full-time or even part-time, right? Because even, creating some type of supplemental income is very difficult to do in the market. So, let's talk about some of the key differences. Some of the key differences that I've realized over the past 9 years is that I can immediately tell the difference between someone who actually trades and actually takes out money from the market, because they understand that they will lose. A lot of times newer traders, retail traders, let's call them the 90%. So in this video, I'll reference the 90% of traders who are struggling, and I'll reference the 10% of traders who are actually profitable. So the 90% know that they're going to lose, but they can't accept it. And when they take one loss, two loss, or they have a few losing days, they think it's my strategy. They think it's the time frame. They think it's news. They blame everything else. So instead of holding themselves accountable, they blame the strategy. And what tends to happen is they get into a pattern of strategy hopping, or adding more things to their current strategy. So let's say they're looking for one particular setup, and let's say they maybe have two more setups that they also casually play. They start adding a fourth, and they add a fifth, and they add a sixth. And then they kind of scrap the ones that maybe have won in the past, and they go to the new one that maybe, their most recent trades have been winning on. And the 10% understands that once you have an edge in the market, regardless of what the edge is, regardless of whether you're hitting at a 40% win rate or a 70% win rate or a 55% win rate, regardless of strategy, they understand that the market has different cycles, and sometimes their existing strategy doesn't work so well. Myself, for example, on the future side of things, my 20 SMA play that I like to play for the better half of the day as of the last week is giving so many false moves. Does that mean that it doesn't work? Of course not. If you look at the screen, look at the last one that's set up here at 11 o'clock in the morning. Entry price was 17,056, and this ran all the way up to 17,111. So we're talking about 60-point run up without even a blink of an eye. But what about this one that gave a 1-to-1 but quickly came back down? What about this short setup that never confirmed, or that did confirm and never paid out? This short setup never paid out. So there's periods of time where your strategy is going to give you those pockets and those cold streaks. And what you have to understand is it's not the strategy, it's just the market conditions. And market conditions don't last forever. If you have a process and you have a strategy, you have to understand, you truly have to understand that this is a big numbers game. So take the last 20 trades. Did all 20 of those setups fail? If they did, then maybe we can reassess the strategy. But a lot of times it might be 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades, 1 day, 2 days of losing, and then you immediately jump to another strategy. Well, how are you ever going to really understand if your strategy is working or what needs to be adjusted if you're not even giving it enough time to work out? And truthfully, 20 trades is the bare minimum, and 100 trades is a great body of work. So after 100 trades, are you profitable? After 20 trades, are you profitable? Not the last day, not the last week, not the last 5 trades, over 20, over 100. That's the difference that I noticed between the 90% and 10%. Another thing that I noticed between the 90 and 10% is the 10% is in no rush. There's no rush to take a withdrawal. There's no rush to pass a prop firm evaluation. There's no rush to size up because they had one winning week. There's no rush. Every day is the same. Every day gets treated as the same. Now, the 90% is always rushing. Whether you're rushing to take trades off the bell, whether you're rushing to pass an evaluation and you're sizing up too much before you're emotionally ready for it, whether you're rushing to try to pass a prop firm evaluation when there's 1 week left before they renew your billing cycle, whether you're rushing to make money before you have to go to work, you're constantly rushing. So in this business, even though you can make money really, really fast and you can make money quickly, it doesn't mean that you have to rush, because 9 times out of 10, your winning trades and your best winning trades are just going to happen organically. There's no need to rush. There's no need to seek them out. There's no reason to hunt trades. They just happen. So stick to the same strategy. Give it at least 20 trades. Give it 40 trades, 100 trades before you switch strategies. Or add in different indicators or add in different setups. Also, don't rush. There's no rush, guys. The market's going to be open tomorrow. It's going to be open the next day. So that's another thing that I also notice. And another thing that I noticed that 90% of people do is they just flat out can't control emotions, and they get upset when they lose and they start to revenge trade and they go on tilt and they overtrade. But if you know this, 90% of you, even though you guys are not profitable yet, 90% of you guys know that a lot of this business is mental, but you're still continuing to allow yourself to go on tilt. So if you're allowing yourself to go on tilt when you know that you're going to be losing, why is that? 9 times out of 10 is because you're rushing, because you feel the need to get to a certain destination or a certain outlook or a certain projection sooner. But it's going to put you 3 steps back. So every time you take a step forward, you're going to take 3 steps back. So don't rush.
I'm not sure I understand.
Don't oversize. Don't look to try to pass these evaluations super quick. Don't look to change strategies so fast. Don't look to put on more size before you're emotionally ready. And if you know the mistake that you're making, whether it be you trade too much, you revenge trade, you play too big a size, whatever the case may be, because everyone has their own pitfalls. Once you identify what your pitfall is, then why don't you actively work on fixing that pitfall? But 90% of inexperienced traders or traders who are not profitable understand what they're doing wrong, but they can't fix it. And to be honest, there's nobody, there's no strategy, there's no Discord group, there's nobody on the face of the earth that's going to help you other than you. You're the one who's going to help yourself. And the fact that you can't be disciplined enough or have the control, the self-control to stop trading on the day or lock in a small green day for the sake of locking in a small green day to build up the confidence, that's your fault. And I see so many traders going back 3 steps every time they take one little step forward. I've worked with countless traders over the years, probably maybe 200 traders over the past 4 years. And I would say maybe 40% of them, 50% of them, maybe about half of them will make great progression, and they start to become profitable. They start to feel confident, and then they go on full tilt and they do everything that they did wrong after they've already become profitable. It's like they're taking steps backwards, or they start rushing the process. Well, I feel good about myself, so let me go size up. But if you're not ready for the size, you cannot size up any higher than what you're emotionally ready for. And sometimes it takes people a year to size up, or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. Guys, I haven't sized up in over 3 years. I play the same amount of money when I enter my options contracts, and I play the same amount of contracts on the future side. I don't really trade 15 contracts. I don't trade, 10 mini contracts. If I'm playing mini contracts, it's like 2 or 3. Majority of the time I'm playing micros. On the option side of things, I play 10 contracts. You know, very rarely, maybe on a Thursday or Friday when the premiums are cheaper, I might bump it up to 12 or 15, but I'm not sizing up crazy because I'm comfortable with what I win and I'm comfortable with what I lose. And that's the main thing. You need to be comfortable. If you're not comfortable, everything seems like it's moving 1,000 miles an hour. So when you get into a trade, your heart's racing. You want the trade to work. You want the trade to work. But if you were playing, let's say, one share, one contract, your heart's not pounding. You don't need it to work or not. It is what it is. You can allow yourself to sit back. But you know that. You personally know that. But yet you still continue to make the same mistakes. So I really want you to practice, and I really want you to dig down deep. And I want you to identify the mistakes that you're making on the mental side of things. And I want you to force yourself to fix those mistakes. If you need help, I'll help you. Join the room at Evolution Traders. I'll definitely do my best. But you know what you're supposed to be doing, and you're just not doing it. That's a lack of self-control. And if you lack self-control, it's almost as close to, and I hate to say this, and this is going to be far off the spectrum, but if you lack that self-control to not shut down what you're doing wrong, it's almost like a serial killer who says that they can't stop doing what they're doing. Why not just stop? Because they get a rush. They're getting a rush out of what they're doing. You are getting a rush off playing too big, gambling, throwing on 50 trades a day. You're lacking self-control. Fix it. You're a human being. Yes, we are not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I get it. We're not perfect. But you can fix your issues. If you need help, reach out and get help. If you don't need help and you think you can fix it on your own, then do it. Then do it. Don't look to everyone else. Don't look to a new strategy. Don't blame the markets. Don't blame anyone. Blame yourself. Fix those issues and let's get you over to the 10%. If you would like to join the room at Evolution Traders, I'll see all of you guys on the inside. That link is down in the description box below. To everyone else, I'll catch you guys all on YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and happy trading.